Good morning, everyone. It is Thursday. Great day to be hanging out, being around, getting ready to go get to work. If you're up this early, good for you. I am a morning person, we know that. Just want to talk to you a little bit about failure today, about how you negotiate that, how you deal with that, how you work with that. My whole life I've been told not to do certain things, and I didn't really listen a lot, which is funny because it kind of leads me to where I am. I've always kind of followed my gut and always kind of done the things that I thought were right for me. And so one of the things that really stuck with me is that even though someone tells you you can't do something because they just don't think you should, or they had a bad experience with it, or whatever, shouldn't stop you from trying to do something that you think is probably right. Failure is a part of life, and things happen when you fail. But if you don't ever try, then you will never have that opportunity to make something happen. So I was watching a video this morning, and a guy was saying, if you wait for 100% guarantee that something's going to happen, it's never going to happen, because there's never 100% guarantee. I believe that he said, that you should probably work towards a 70%. Like if you had a 70% probability that something's going to happen, then you should go for it. Well, I think that you could probably get there with a 50% if you're willing to know that you're going to have to work hard for it. My whole life I've been through a lot of things that I can think back on and remember when someone told me that I couldn't do something or I shouldn't do something. The the first one was, hey, you're never going to go to college and play sports. Well, I got a scholarship to play football. I didn't take it, but I did. So I could have gone to college and played sports. The second one was, hey, you need to go to college to be successful. Well, I went to college and I dropped out, and I worked at Les Schwab for 11 years. And throughout that whole process, I made really good money. I wasn't really happy, but I was making more money than when I had 2 degrees. So they tell you that stuff's not going to work. Well, they also told me that I would never be an assistant manager in a store that I was working at. And I was like, okay, whatever. 2 years later, I was assistant manager. So they can sit there and they can tell you all these things will work. And what it boils down to is determination. Was an assistant manager at Les Schwab? Yep. Did I not like it very much? Nope. They told me I couldn't do it, but I did it. Same thing with going back to college. Hey, you're too old to go back to college. Hey, you'll never make it if you quit Les Schwab. You'll never do this. You'll never do that. Blah, blah, blah. People tell you your whole life that you can't do things. And so I went back to college. 4 years later, I had a degree. People told me I should go to college, right? So I did it. While I was teaching for 4 years, I got a master's degree. People sit there and they tell you that the only way to be successful is to have a college degree. Well, I taught for 4 years, right? I have 2 degrees sitting on the wall right over there that I worked for, right? People tell you can't do that. So they also told me that, this type of advertising, this type of putting yourself out there, or you'll never be a motivational speaker, or people will never listen to you. And I'm proving them wrong right now. I have talked about wanting to interview Hunter Pence for a while now. I've been pushing on that, and people are telling me that that'll never happen. People make fun of me. People think it's a dream. And even if that doesn't happen, I'm going to continue to work until it does happen. So that's one of the things that I have to tell you. I mean, I would have never got any of his attention. I'm waiting to hear back from them whether he's going to do it or not. But I would have never got that attention hadn't I put myself out there. So that's really what it's about. You got to put yourself out there. You've got to give yourself more of a chance. If there's 0 chance of something happening, if someone tells you there's 0 chance, don't believe them. If you want it, if you want to go for it, if you want to work hard enough for it, if you put yourself out there, it'll happen. Like I said in a few of those stories that I was telling you, people will tell you over and over again that you can't do something. They'll tell you that it's not going to happen, that it's not going to work. And what you have to do is you have to prove to them that they're wrong. You have to prove to yourself that you have the capability of making things happen. So again, even if that doesn't happen for me, I'm still going to continue to do what I'm doing because consistency will get me there. You guys have to realize that that's what it's going to take. If you're willing to work for it, if you're willing to put yourself out there, if you're willing to take the chance, something's going to happen. If you're not, nothing will ever happen. So think about that. Think about how that is going to define you. Whether you do it or not is your choice. If you're happy with where you're at, good for you. That's your success. If you're not, and you want to put yourself out there and you want to reach those goals and dreams, and that's what you need to do to be happy, then do it. It's all your choice. Anyway, thanks for watching. Follow me on Instagram. I got a YouTube channel. I've got all these different platforms in my link tree. If you would please give me a follow, check out the podcast. I've got a guest lined up for this weekend. Hopefully that still is going, but I'm excited for him because he's someone that I've watched as well come from someone I knew from Les Schwab who is pretty successful now. I hope you have a good rest of the day. Sorry, I'm getting sick, so I'm losing my voice a little bit, but we'll talk to you later.